first check of the box.
Right, so he came in at 157, he was a pound overweight, and Wilvin came in 2 pounds underweight. So both these guys are still trying to figure out how to make the weight, how to best do this for their body, how to best be at the optimal thing to perform. Luckily this is amateurs, and he only missed by a pound, which you should never miss weight. That's your first job as a fighter. Wilvin still took the fight, which is good, and I'm sure they'll put on a show. But these guys got to figure it out, and this is what this is for. This is kind of the proving grounds to figure out how, like I said, cut weight, train, all of those things, and then perform under the lights.
And keep in mind, folks, that some of these guys, that if it's their debut fight, sometimes they may only have a couple of weeks of training underneath their belts, so they may not really know what their true weight class is yet as well. So that's something to keep, or worth noting, as we've seen some of these guys like Nico Cornejo, who started off at higher weight classes and has worked his way down as his career has gone. That weight just naturally kind of peels as you continue to train with that cardio.
For sure, and then also, you're trying to figure out, what weight you want to fight. And then a lot of these guys, this might be their first time cutting weight. Some of us, we've wrestled our whole lives, we know how to cut weight. Some guys just came to a gym, decided they wanted to fight, and they're still trying to figure out how their body reacts to the weight cut.
Yes, sir. And so sometimes we see the interesting look or the choice of attire, if you will, coming to the cage. We have our second set of tie shorts out here, so look to see a lot of striking here from Wilvin. And he's coming out throwing leg kicks. He's ripping left and right. He's got a lot of side-to-side movement. For a guy who's making his debut, he's switching stances. He's really kind of working angles well, but he did get taken down just now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if Wilvin was expecting that because, Bryant is a karate-style fighter. And sometimes that's your best bet is if guys think you're going to strike and you're going to bang on the feet, go for the takedown. Mix it up. Make them think about all things you have to do. And once again, these are these guys trying to figure out what kind of fighter they are.
And that is the Jaguar coming out of Queens, New York City by way of Colorado Springs and Warrior Fitness. He is not in a good position right now on the ground up against the fence. Now, he's starting to work his frame and get back a little bit. And, we have a setup on a leg attack right now, Cody.
Yeah, he needs to get that left foot to the hip. Oh, here he goes. This is tight. This is tight here.
We might have a heel hook. Heel hook right away. Oh, my God.
And the thing about that submission is it comes on quick. You don't have a lot of time to react. I hope Brian's okay. That submission comes on very quick. Very quick. And so you saw as soon as they rolled through in that position, it's on quick. He taps immediately, and Wilvin gets the win. It looked like he was in a bad spot. He was able to get his hips through, make the space, and create that angle to attack that ankle.
And, Cody, the thing with that submission right there with the heel hook, you don't feel it when the ACL goes. It's just kind of a little subtle tick, then next thing you know, you're not walking for 9 months. Or you're going through some serious rehab, potentially surgery. He's walking very gingerly, but that is encouraging that he's at least walking on that leg.
For sure, and it's one of those submissions, you're not going to see it a
he's
lot.
Back down, so you hate to see that.
You hate to see that, especially in the amateurs, but it's one of those things that in the gym, it's hard to prepare your defense for that because you're not ever hitting that 100% with your teammates. Your teammates shouldn't be ripping heel hooks or ankle locks on you because they are so dangerous and because they come on so quick. So you're not seeing those as often. It's harder to prepare to defend them.
Well, and also, just to circle back to him being a karate guy, maybe he came in with not having a whole ton of jiu-jitsu experience, Cody. Maybe it's been limited and he just hasn't learned that portion of the curriculum for leg lock defense. That's what you see sometimes with these amateur fights, and you see specialists sometimes flourish just based off of the matchup. Styles make fights.
Definitely, styles do make fights, and like you said, some of these guys might have only been in the gym for 2-3 weeks and decided they were going to fight. One thing that we don't have in this sport is really requirements on what your training level or what your skill level has to be to get in here. Luckily, a promotion like Colorado Combat Club has great matchmakers that try to make it as even as possible, but you can only go off of, especially with debut guys, you can only go off what coaches and teammates and fighters tell you, right? So when you're matchmaking fights, you hear these gym stories about how good this person is or where their skills lie, and then sometimes, when you put them together, it just isn't, it's not what you expected.
Absolutely, and to be fair with that, Cody, although that was a fairly early first round stoppage, it was not a one-sided affair. That was the counter off of the takedown and a couple of strong shots from the top that Wilvin